Hello friends, I wanted to make a follow-up video to one I did recently about these Harris remote control units. If you look on my YouTube channel, you'll see one where I'm trying to figure out how to get this unit and this unit to link up. These are the RF-7800R-RC, and we did find some pinouts that needed to be shorted to make the link work. But since then, I've actually found the original cables, the actual cables designed to use for this. And you can see one of them is this big 55-pin connector, and then the other is this sort of, I don't know what exactly it is, but a Harris-style newer connector. And it has the orange dot on it, which is important. The reason is because the orange dot corresponds to an orange dot here of data, the data port, different than the blue dot, if you could see on the accessory port. And those colors indicate the keying. So an orange cable will not mate to a blue chassis connector. That's so they've coded them, so you can't make a mistake. Well, not make a mistake as easily. So we're going to show how this actually all works today. It's very exciting. I'm very happy about it. And the idea is that you can remote one of these two units, either one, they're really identical. And you can remote this, the remote one, up to little over 2 miles away. And even more using fiber. Believe it or not, these things support fiber with a little external unit that connects into this auxiliary port here. And it's a media converter, and it'll go to fiber, and it'll go, I don't know how, maybe 10 kilometers. I'm not sure. Probably a very long distance with fiber. But for this, we're not, for most use, a very simple pair of wires is all that's needed. And it will convey from the remote, it'll convey all audio, it'll convey all the keyboard unit communication, everything, and even data. It's quite neat. So today we're going to be demonstrating it with my RF-5800H, which is a HF Manpack Falcon 2 series. This is sort of the successor to the PRC-138. Very lovely unit. We're also going to demonstrate that the same remote control will control a Falcon 3 series radio, in this case the RF-310M, very similar to the PRC-152. This is the civilian version. And then, just for giggles, we'll also hook it up. We won't actually power this up. I don't have the patience to get a whole power thing set up here. But you'll see that the real key here is remoting, is really the use of in a vehicular situation, and then remote it long distance. So, and then there's this great little, cute little speaker mic. So you can hit PTT, there's a PTT button, and you can use this as a speaker mic. I'll show you this. The designation on this is the RF-5983SA001. Really handy dandy unit. I was never able to make it work with anything that successfully until I figured out a few things. Okay, so let's go to the next step here. So we've got this cable. It's actually the right cable for it. See if I could find the part number here for you folks at home, following along at home. You can see that 12078 0700 A36 means I think 36 inches. Both these units are sitting on batteries. I have some battery boxes on their way to me. Should be here on Monday, so that'll be nice. So all that we have to do here is connect the cable here to the data port. Push it down and give it a twist. Very simple. As you can see, we already have the field wire. This is supposed to be WD1 field wire, but any pair will do. And let's see, what else do we have to do to make this work? Well, we have to remove the KDU from here and replace it with one of these KDU adapter cables, extension cables, very common on eBay these days, about 20 bucks a piece, something in that neighborhood. Okay, and the other side of that cable gets plugged into here. And the whole idea here now is Let's see if we can get this lined up properly. Okay, so the whole idea now is that the thick cable transfers all audio. It transfers all data, should the remote unit have some PC set up to it. And then the control of the radio, which is normally done through the keyboard display unit, is done through here and brought into the remote unit here, and then all that is gets conveyed over this twisted pair wire. Okay, so next step is we take the KDU and we attach it to this unit. Okay, let's power everything up. And the way we do that in the last video is we put it to on. Okay, we'll do the same thing here. All right. Okay, what you'll see is that you've got a red light, meaning no link. Now that I've turned the second one on, they start blinking. Okay, so this is happening on both units. And what this means is they're now negotiating the link. I suspect that depending on the quality of the link, they may go up or down in baud rate. I assume that this is some kind of digital or audio over digital. Okay, so you can hear it's green, and now you can hear quite loudly the audio coming through this handset. So as you can see here, the KDU is all powered up and running. I can change presets. I don't really have much set up here except manual. The volume is no longer controlled, actually, as you can probably hear from the speaker, from the headset. It's controlled here, which is fine. You know, this doesn't seem to have that effect, but you use this instead. But the audio is quite voluminous. So that is the basic workings of all of this. Very simple to hook up, very cool. And the whole idea here is that these radios will be set up in a vehicle that I'm building at the moment. And then when I want to operate on the picnic table, let's say at the campsite, I could just take this unit out, very light unit, has everything I need, including push to talk. So you can see that. Let's see if I can get a reading on this watt meter. Oh yeah, very good. And as you can see, I'm using the whole remote unit. It's quite amazing. Okay, so I'm going to take a pause for a split second here and set up the next experiment. Okay, for this next trick, what we've done here is we've sat this little audio PTT adapter, little speaker mic adapter, onto the radio. We took off the KDU, and we placed this, and everything snaps together and locks together very easily with these slide locks. And so what we're going to do is, in this case, we still do need a KDU to operate the radio. So there is in addition, if you've never seen one of these, in addition to the back connector here, which is what we use when we plug these things into the radio or the remote control units, there's also a side connector, and that is used because it's a different gender, essentially, when you want to use it with cables. And so again, I'm going to use one of these remote KDU adapters, connectors, and if I can find the keying, here it is. So we're going to plug that in right into this little part here, nice and easy. And so now let's see what this has. Let's turn on the radio. So we're just going to flip the radio here and watch the KDU. Okay, radio's booting up. Trying to get as little glare as possible. Okay, so what does this all give us? What is the benefit of this? Well, you can now flip this to on, and you get a complete speaker mic situation, including press to talk. So you notice we have no microphone on this, but let's see if I can get this to work. I only have two hands here, but let's see. Test, test. I think that worked. I can't see at the same time. Yeah, that worked. So it's very convenient. Very convenient. You don't even need a handset at all. But of course, if you wanted a handset, this is where you would put it. This took me a little time to figure out, and that is, you got J1 and J2. J1 on the KDU, I'm sorry, on the remote control has to go to J2 here, and then you use this as you would normally. So, which is very convenient. So now you really have the best of both worlds. You've got a very nice speaker mic, and you could use your handset or just a microphone if you wanted to. You can use like an M80 microphone. By the way, this whole unit here works just as fine right on the radio. So if you want to take your radio out and you're going some pedestrian mobile and you want to have a speaker and a speaker mic, this whole setup works very, very well. Okay, so let's set things up for the next step here. Okay, so for the next step here, I wanted to show how not only could we use the intended Falcon 2 remote, KDU, but these great little Falcon 3 remotes also work fine, which is really wonderful. They're really great, especially when you want to wear them on your wrist and operate pedestrian mobile. So all we need to do here, if I could do it with one hand, is pull out, there we go, pull out this and stick it in the side here and give it a second to boot up. And there it is. It's very nice. You can, it's got like sort of, I guess you call them soft keys. Sorry about all the, so 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you want to type in a frequency, you use these numbers, or you can go to options, which is, instead of STU, you look at the OPT or program, PGM, etc. Or call if you're going to do a ALE call. So I'll just give you an example. Options here. And then you got this little joystick, which is nice. You can move right, you can move left. And when you want to pick one of them, you press down for enter. And you can go through all your options. It's just very convenient. Yeah, it's really neat little item. The plan is to have actually 2 of these set up in my vehicle. One for HF and then one for this, which I'll try to show a little bit next, for VHF, UHF. So, okay, so let's go to the next step here. Okay, so the next thing we're going to show here is how the same remote control units, 7800Rs, work with the new Falcon 3 stuff. In this case, we're going to be showing an RF-310M. Let me just get it through the. Okay, so I have to look into something here, but essentially it operates the exact same way. This, yeah, I've got to change configuration in the radio so it works properly. I always forget to do that. But as you can see, it is working, and it's running over the remote. And if I open up the squelch on this radio, let's see. Yeah, you can hear it coming through here. And the push to talk should work. Yes. So once I get this thing straightened out, let's see if I can get this figured out right here. No, I have to go back into the radio and set up the right kind of KDU type. There are a couple of different kinds. Anyway, but you might ask, why would anybody want to remote a handheld radio? And the answer is, you really wouldn't. There's really no value in that that I can tell. And in fact, it's you're making something much heavier that doesn't need to be heavy. But what you would most likely want to do is use that same cable that you see connected on the side of the radio on this RF-300 vehicular adapter, an amplifier. And this is where things really get interesting. All you need to do is substitute this connector here, and now this is installed in your truck or vehicle. And using this, you can operate remotely, completely, all such change your frequencies, make contacts, anything you want to do out of the comfort of your tent, and at a much higher power. So yeah, anyway, this pretty much concludes, let me make this lower, pretty much concludes the video. I hope you thought it was useful, and these little 7800R setups are really fantastic, and especially as an added bonus using the speaker mic. Very, very convenient. Thanks everyone.